r/AskReddit. English teachers, what topic on a write about anything essay made you lose hope in humanity? I was teaching a University 101 class. Study habits, how to write essays, time management, how to get by at college for kids who honestly aren't really ready for college. The assignment, one paragraph about something that interests you. One of those essays read, I'm interested in blueberry muffin. Like how they round on the top and ripped on the sides. That what I like. I kept that on my fridge for a year. Former English adjunct here. One time a student wrote about a first date that went horribly wrong, including running over a cat and having it stuck to his truck tires and then vomiting at dinner. Another one that stands out wasn't a topic, but an assigned research paper. A student maintained that she didn't need sources because God told her the information. She actually cited God as a personal interview in correct MLA format. Got personal interview the 8th of November 2013. My HS English teacher had to state, due to a submission the year before, that writing about your foot fetish and pleasuring yourself with your feet would not be read or graded. I was in a film class and the professor also had to clarify, due to events of last semester, submitting pornography of any kind, even with all parties consenting, for a film project will constitute an automatic failure on the assignment. My first photography teacher had 3 rules. 1. No feet. 2. No nudity. 3. No cars. I guess she was just tired of seeing pictures of people's cars. I dunno. Our English teacher told us that some guy copied an article from the Italian Wikipedia thinking it was in English. How high do you have to be to not know what your own language looks like? I feel like I know the exact story behind this. Dude, you can't just rip it straight from Wikipedia. Teachers check that. But to get around it, you can use a wiki from another country. Brilliant. I'll do that. To stand out. First one, the prompt was, if you could go back and change one thing from your life, what would it be? A young man wrote about the night his abusive alcoholic dad came home. Apparently from the story, dad came home this way often. The fateful night he wanted to change was the first time he stood up to his dad. Dad came home, kid defended his mom and dad in a drunken rage left. Dad got into a head-on collision and died. Kid totally blamed himself for his father's death. Second story, the prompt was create a holiday and what the traditions and customs of the holiday were. A student created National Black People Day. I was like, okay, how are you going to celebrate it? She said by killing white people. I was like, what? She said, yeah, once a year we can kill as many white people as we want. I got the counselor involved in both of them. What the F, that's what I said, lol. I teach literature at a college and mostly deal with freshmen and sophomores. For our free writing unit, one of the assignments asked the students to write any original story based on your favorite fictional genre. So, one of my students wanted to do horror. I said, great. That's also a favorite of mine. Go nuts. Eventually, the assignments are turned in, and I'm grading them at home. I get to the kid with the horror story and it's about a serial killer who stalks women. Okay, whatever. Nothing I haven't seen before. But then the story goes into long, excruciating detail about the next victim this killer plans on stalking / raping / murdering, a petite blonde in her early 30s who teaches English. And it just so happens I'm a petite blonde in her early 30s who, well, yeah. I didn't report it or anything, since it was a creative exercise. I didn't grade him unfairly either. But I seriously couldn't look that kid in the eye ever again. Edit, still alive. But holy shit, guys. If you like that story, I got a ton more. For example, my students do journals and the stuff they write sometimes. I had one of them admit he ran a crack den in his basement. Now that I reported, if there was something to make me start looking over my shoulder, this would be it. Successful horror story then. Not an English teacher. Just a mother reading over her 10th grader son's essay 2 weeks ago. He had written something to the effect of, heaps of people have heaps of hobbies. So we had a conversation about using more academic language and employing a wider range of vocabulary. I come back 10 minutes later and he'd use the thesaurus function in Word, so it now read, piles of people have mounds of hobbies. Just, wow. Your son is either dumb or brilliant. The word is remarkably impaired. Not a teacher, but my classmate once wrote a solution essay titled "Why Do Black People Steal Bikes and How to Stop It." One of the solutions included spray painting black people white. I wish I was making this up. In high school, we had a history essay to write about JFK, and one of my classmates wrote the entire essay by naming him Jane Francois Kennedy. Yes, it was in France. My teacher was so astonished by it, he asked her why she didn't wrote the abbreviation JFK instead of guessing the name, and she answered that she actually thought his name was Jane Francois Kennedy. Who doesn't know his real name is John Fortnight Kennedy, killed by Lenin Hockey Oswald too. So sad.